part of the morning, Max. The sweaty part.
Maybe quicker this way than doing it by hand anyway, hey? Yep. And that just sounds nice. Yeah. You can just hear it working.
to lift the sheet off the floor.
You do that pretty quick, Tim.
I've had years of practice.
And you go through and lay them all out here?
Yeah, lay them all down. sheet's not actually sitting on the concrete itself.
Yep. Stops moisture coming up, eh?
Yeah. Stops moisture coming up if the ground moves, stops cracks in the joints.
Yep. I think my biggest thing when I was doing this the other day is having this drag on me.
Why you always
and then
leave
leaving
them
it
long.
short. Yeah, yeah.
Leave them long, man, because if it pulls a little bit, you can always cut them off later, you know, rather than having to retake
Yep.
bits that come up short. As the mud gets thicker, you always notice they pull more,
Yep.
rather than when it's really smooth. When it's
Yeah,
smooth,
yeah.
then you'll hardly get any pull on it.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah. Get back to that one wall, I think.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The mud?
Yeah.
And every time he presses behind me, I just get to refill the box with what he's got instead of throwing it out. As long as it's smooth, it still works good.
Yep. Oh, it's not wasted. Yeah, if you don't use it there, then where are you
go
going
in
to
the
use
bin, you know?
it? Yeah.
Might as well use it.
So this is still the first coat, what they're doing now.
Yeah, so because the one on stilts is new, he still has trouble keeping up, refilling by hand like how we used to do it.
Yep.
So now he just presses another one in the box. So that's just our modified sort of way until he picks it up a bit more. Yeah, so we got this box, 10 inch, and then another 12-inch box.
Yep. Still
press the tape.
two coats over the top.
Yeah, after this one.
Yeah. This is still the taping coat. Maybe quicker this way than doing it by hand anyway, hey?
I can keep up with that. Hand inside.
Yep. And probably less work.
Yeah. Easier. It's good because when you got someone new, he doesn't have to know everything. You can just press tapes.
That just sounds nice.
Yeah.
You can just hear it working. That is quick.
Yeah. Especially with the tape car, it opens up so wide, these ones.
Yep.
And they slide in, the seals are so good, it just slides in, you don't have to push it in.
Yep.
Australia.
Everywhere.
See how many plasterers are actually out there working and not on their phones. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at that shit. Shouldn't swear.
I haven't tried it myself, but I think it'd be a pretty good experience. Yeah.
Just mix in the same one because it's still fine.
You just top it up.
Yeah, just top it up.
No, this tool is not too slow to use. We use base coat in here, not multi-purpose. Do you ever add adhesive to your Easy Sand 45?
Nah, not really, man. Nah, 45's plenty good time. Now we try not to add anything to our mud. The only thing we'll sometimes add is the accelerate when we're pre-filling to get everything go off a lot quicker. Just so we can start taping as soon as we can before it gets too hot.
Yep. Why do we use blue glue? Because that's the regulation here. Stud adhesive. Always.
It's a lot of gangsters. What's the boss, Andre?
Good call, good call.
Is that scaffold down or up? Either one. Is everything? Okay.
Somewhat shoot it right out.
Oh, yeah. You almost done there? Right, do the scaffold area.
We got a drywall from Sweden.
Shit, we were last week. Andre was born in Sweden.
Hey?
Andre was born in Sweden.
Really?
Yeah.
Andre, you were born in Sweden.
Yeah, his real name's Sven.
What the hell was he doing over there? We don't know. Who? The Swedish dude? Oh, I don't know. It's. I can't read it.
I'll read it for you.
Hey, Leroy Solis, thank you for joining. I hope you're subscribed and I hope you liked. He said, how long does it take to learn drywall like this? It's a hard. Depends how often you do it.
Yeah, you gotta do it every day.
Definitely longer than 2 minutes.
Yeah. What have you been doing for 10 years?
I got another question as well. Why do you chase the first coat box when you will scrape it anyway?
Because we won't scrape it.
We don't need to scrape it.
Don't you scrape first coat over there? No, they don't. They don't need to because they do it like this. They don't need to. If anything, you just do the join. Like,
where you stop for me.
yeah. That's where you save time. And it's better. It's better. Look, zoom in on here. You know, they can set their box and all of that, but, you know, this happens. Those bubbles and whatnot, and the join. The way you normally work Sundays, nah. It's Monday over here.
Put like a timber across it.
Yep.
So it's not, most of it's covered.
Of the east coast of my city.
Answer the needle dug into the tape, instead of pushing it, couldn't push it, just put a slit in it, which is not what you want. Mate, it's in.
Now with recesses, so that's got a recess edge on it, so that's got a slight hump, whereas this one doesn't. That one's finished, but a recess like that will go over it again. Sort of like what we do with the box right at the end, just to add more mud onto it.
Yep.
And I'll stop there so I don't have to damage the budding, as you can see the recess stops.
Yep.
The rest of that isn't recessed, so I don't need to go all the way to the top. Once, and you can see it was a bit thin, and then we'll do it again at the end, just to really, you can see how much more mud it fills. Now when that dries and you check it, it's actually going to be slightly overfull, so then when he sands it back, he can get it flat. yeah, we don't bother with the garage.
Good invention.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Super easy to use. Most people go from the top to bottom. I learned going from bottom to top. It's just easier for me, I guess. This thing leaks a bit. I feel like if I went from top to bottom, I'd get all over the ground. Definitely a handy invention.
Yeah.
Same deal with cupboards. They're recesses because they're stand up sheets, but because it's in a cupboard, it's fine. You'll never see it. And yeah, the biggest thing you want to do is make sure you keep them nice and tight on the bottom so they stay square. You don't want to leave lots of blobs. The top doesn't matter too much because the cornice is 90mm, whereas the bottom, obviously, it's 10. But that one's a recess and so is this one here. So these two will both get repeated.
One unit down.
And just repeat them.
Got 3 DJ.
Alright.
If you didn't have these tools, man, you'd be fucked, eh? You'd
You
be
do it all by
screwed.
hand, it takes forever.
Oh, your body'd be knackered too.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have down gratitude compared to someone like Gary Holt because we've never learned without him.
Yeah.
Whereas he did.
Yeah,
So
his
when he
career.
does them, it's one of his favourite jobs, you know.
Yeah, because he knows the time he's saving
He
it.
understands
Yeah.
how much longer it took him back in the day. Whereas for us, it's like, what do you mean? We've always like this.
You know, like
See,
repetitive.
It doesn't really change anything like that because you just get more done.
Yeah.
So
Oh
if we
yeah.
were doing it by hand, they'd pay a little more because they'd be slower to do, but
Yeah.
they would still be the same.
Yeah.
My name is Pero Jonic. I do sanding for drywall for so long, 28 years. But I changed for this Mirka a couple of years ago. This is the best machine. Every job is hard and easy if you know. If you know how you do sanding, it's easy. But sanding is a really sensitive job.
Good control, hey.
Yeah. Because this big machine I show you after.
Okay.
The big machine, the bending easy, pad and.
If you go near the edges, yeah, you can. Yeah.
Especially some like this and
Yeah. So you go through and you do the small stuff first?
depends.
Yeah.
Sometimes first big stuff depends
Whatever,
how
yeah.
I feeling. Done. But if I do without machine, because I have to do so much taking the edges, you see how much dust is coming. Look,
A lot more work.
a lot more work. And
More
to
movement,
work.
more movement, yeah.
movement. Sometimes I do small drawing
Yeah.
like this.
While you're there. Yeah. Just gets that edge really nice, doesn't it? Gets that edge really
Yeah,
good.
yeah. And also look how it's flat coming.
Yeah. Blends it
Much
perfect.
better than sanding block. But sanding
Yeah.
block just took in the middle.
Just the middle, yeah.
See how it's nice. Really perfect. Just a little bit in the middle. I
Yeah.
have to touch up.
People hate sanding, but it's easy, eh?
Exactly. Some people ask me, is that sheet job or blah blah, it's dusty and
Yeah. That's what people think.
yeah, because
easy,
a long
it's not
time
too
ago
hard.
people working without vacuum.
Yeah.
Even today some sanders doing
Yeah, they just
without
hate it, eh?
vacuum. I don't want.
And then you got to clean the floor too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. What I do when I finished, I just took hose and vacuum cones.
Yeah.
Everybody, every builder, every
They love it.
plasterer, everybody is happy.
Yeah.
And especially when I do sweeping, it's really hard to get full dust
corner,
from
yeah.
the corner.
Yeah.
But when I show you after,
Yeah.
just pick up my dust.
Easy. And it's just having this long hose, leaving the vacuum downstairs and having the vacuum turn on when you turn that on
Yeah.
makes a big difference.
Exactly.
It's the little things, hey?
Yeah. You see, I done already 1 unit.
Today?
Finished this morning too, but not dust on me.
Yeah.
You see, why I have to use big machine that's going like this. With this small one you have control, so
Yeah.
quick movement,
And
not
it's light.
losing much time.
Yeah. And very precise.
Yeah. I have to change.
How often do you have to change these pads?
Depends of topping. Depends.
Depends on
Usually I using 180.
Yeah.
Sometimes 150. Depends of hardness of topping. You know, but 2-3 of these I can finish.
Whole unit?
Yeah. When I see that is I going slow, edges is not take properly, it's time to change.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do this to be sure that this joint is proper done.
Yeah, I do that too. It just feels good, eh? I do that as well.
You see marks around here. Yeah. And I know I have to be careful, I have to extra a little bit sanding, especially that joint. But these plasterers is really good. They are Boris and them, they
Yeah.
are good.
They are good, hey, yeah.
Yeah. And it's a big difference sanding for the bad plasterer and good
Yeah, oh yeah.
See how it's big. only happened that they put double joint and really nice and flat. You see, I do this just for the joints. Is not 100% flat. No single joints. And I have feeling that can be missed by machine because you can't see much by naked eye. And I try to make sure.
You feel it, eh?
Yeah.
You imagine it, eh? Yeah.
This is standard, but if I go by the big machine, I have to be so careful.
Yeah.
To go too slow, losing time.
Yeah.
I already done it.
Yeah.
It looks, but every job is hard and easy if you know.
Yeah.
If you know how you do sanding, it's easy.
Yeah.
But sanding is a really sensitive job.
Yeah.
If it's plasterer, do good job. If it's sander, come and do damaging that.
Ruins everything. Yeah, I know. And even the painter needs to do a good undercoat
Yes.
with a roller finish, not just spray. You got to back roll. Everybody.
Problem this year is because we're supposed to be team.
Yeah.
Plasterer, sander, corners guy, painter.
Yeah.
That has to be one team.
Yeah.
No to blind each other. I can explain you, but I mean that is wrong. If it's sanding, plastering, good. If you not put enough paint on,
Yeah.
you have to see joint.
Yeah. If you don't back roll.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But problem these days, everybody try to save money.
Yeah.
Painter and everybody is not paid enough.
Yeah.
And they try to make short
It's
cut.
true.
And
They're
quality
not paid
is
enough.
fine.
Everyone's not paid enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.